The 2026 Formula One season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable in years. With a massive overhaul of the regulations, everything is up for grabs. New engines, new chassis, and new technical rules mean that the pecking order could be completely reset. So, what can we expect from the F1 teams in 2026? Who will be at the front and who will be left behind? The biggest story heading into 2026 is the engine controversy surrounding Mercedes and Red Bull. It's a story that could decide the championship before a single race has even been run. The new regulations lower the maximum compression ratio of the engines, but it seems Mercedes and Red Bull have found a clever way to get around this. By using the natural thermal expansion of the engine parts, they can effectively increase the compression ratio when the car is on track, giving them a significant power advantage. Some insiders are talking about a gain of up to 0.4 seconds per lap in F1. That's a lifetime. If this is true, it could make the 2026 season a one-horse race. This brings us to our first team and the clear favorites for 2026, Mercedes. The German team has always excelled during major regulation changes, and their expertise in hybrid power units is second to none. The 2026 rules, with their increased emphasis on electrical power, play right into their hands. Add to that the potential advantage from the compression ratio loophole, and it's easy to see why many are tipping them for the top. With George Russell and the highly rated Andrea Kimi Antonelli behind the wheel, they have a strong driver lineup to capitalize on any advantage they might have. The team has been quietly confident, with Toto Wolff admitting the feeling at the factory is not comparable to the winter of 2013 when they were about to embark on their dominant run. That should be a warning sign to the rest of the grid. The pressure will be on Russell to step up and lead the team. Next up is McLaren, the reigning Constructors' Champions of 2024 and 2025. They are the team to beat on paper. However, they struggled to adapt to the last major regulation change in 2022. And there's a fear that history could repeat itself. On the plus side, they will be using the potentially dominant Mercedes power unit, which could give them a crucial advantage. With Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, they have one of the strongest driver pairings on the grid. So, if the car is competitive, they will be in the fight. The key for McLaren will be to hit the ground running and not spend the first half of the season playing catch-up, as they did in 2022. The pressure will be on Norris and Piastri to handle the expectation of being the reigning champions. Then we have Red Bull, the biggest question mark on the 2026 grid. After years of dominance, they are facing a period of major change. They will be running their own engine for the first time, the Red Bull powertrain's Ford unit. While they are trying to copy the Mercedes engine trick, reports suggest they are struggling and are behind in their development. The departure of Helmut Marko and the arrival of a rookie driver in Zach Heyer alongside Max Verstappen adds to the uncertainty. Verstappen himself has admitted that Red Bull's domination is at risk with the 2026 engine shakeup. However, you can never count out a team with the engineering prowess of Red Bull and a driver like Verstappen. If their engine is even remotely competitive, they will find a way to win races. The pressure on Hadjar to perform alongside a generational talent like Verstappen will be immense. And what about Ferrari? The Italian team has been focusing on the 2026 regulations for a long time, even stopping development of their 2025 car early to get a head start. They have the resources, a star-studded driver lineup in Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, and the motivation to finally end their championship drought. However, their recent history is littered with operational errors and strategic blunders. The 2026 reset is a golden opportunity for them to finally get their act together. If they can execute, they will be a major threat, but that's a big if. The pressure will be immense, especially with Hamilton on board, who will be expecting a championship-winning car in what could be his last chance to win a record-breaking 8th world title. The dynamic between Leclerc and Hamilton will also be fascinating to watch. Outside of the Big Four, the team with the most potential to cause an upset is Aston Martin. They have been investing heavily in their future with a new factory, a new wind tunnel, and the recruitment of legendary designer Adrian Newey. For 2026, they will have a works partnership with Honda, who are known for their excellent engines. This is a huge step up for the team and gives them all the ingredients to make a big leap forward. With Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, they have an experienced driver lineup. Many are predicting that Aston Martin will be the biggest surprise of 2026. Their long-term goal is to become a top team, and 2026 could be the year they finally achieve it. The pressure will be on Lance Stroll to prove he can perform at the highest level alongside a two-time world champion. In the midfield, Williams will be looking to continue their upward trajectory. They have a strong technical team and will also benefit from the Mercedes power unit. They may not be fighting for the championship, but they should be regular point scorers and could even challenge for podiums on their day. With Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon, they have a very strong and experienced driver lineup that could elevate the team to new heights. Racing Bulls, as Red Bull's sister team, will be tied to the fortunes of the new Red Bull powertrain's engine. Their success will depend entirely on how competitive that power unit is. Further down the grid, we have the new works team Audi. The German manufacturer has taken over the Sauber team and has big ambitions. However, new engine manufacturers rarely hit the ground running in F1. 2026 will be a learning year for them. They have a strong management team with Masha Binotto and Jonathan Wheatley, and a good driver lineup in Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto, but it will take time for them to become competitive. Their goal is to be fighting for the championship by 2030. So they are in it for the long haul. Alpine is another team in transition. After a difficult 2025, they are switching to Mercedes power for 2026, which could be a game-changer for them. If the Mercedes engine is as good as rumored, Alpine could be a dark horse. Finally, we have the brand new team on the grid, Cadillac. The American manufacturer is entering F1 with a lot of ambition, but they will be starting from scratch. They will be using Ferrari customer engines, which is a good starting point. However, their first year will be all about learning and building up their team. They have signed Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas, two very experienced drivers who will be invaluable in their development. They will likely be at the back of the grid, but they have the resources to move up the order in the future. So, to sum it all up, the 2026 season is shaping up to be a fascinating battle. Mercedes looks to have the early advantage, but with such a massive regulation change, nothing is guaranteed. Red Bull's engine performance is the biggest unknown, while Aston Martin and Honda could be the surprise package, and you can never rule out Ferrari, especially with Lewis Hamilton on board. It's going to be a thrilling season, and we can't wait to see how it all unfolds. What are your predictions for 2026? Let us know in the comments below.